Autocracy is a system of government where one person has complete power to make decisions and rule over a country. This leader, called an autocrat, is not limited by laws, a constitution, or other governing bodies. In an autocracy, the leader has the final say on all decisions, including laws, policies, and how the government operates. Unlike democracies, where people vote to choose leaders and influence laws, autocracies do not rely on public participation in decision-making. While autocracies can create stability by having a single leader, they often concentrate too much power in one person's hands, which can lead to abuse of power. There have been many examples of autocracies throughout history and in the modern world. One historical example is the rule of Louis XIV of France, also known as the Sun King, who ruled in the 17th century. Louis XIV claimed absolute power and famously said, "I am the state," to show that he controlled every part of the government. A modern example is North Korea, where Kim Jong-un holds nearly total control over the government and its citizens. In both cases, the autocrat made decisions without input from others and had authority over every aspect of the country. These examples show how autocracies can exist in different times and places. One strength of autocracy is that it allows for quick decision-making. Because the autocrat does not need to consult other leaders or groups, they can act swiftly in emergencies or when decisive action is needed. For example, during a crisis like a war or natural disaster, an autocratic leader can immediately mobilize resources and make important decisions without waiting for a vote or debate. Another strength is that autocracies can create stability, especially in times of uncertainty. When power is concentrated in one person, there is less chance of political gridlock or constant changes in leadership. Autocracies can also focus on long-term goals, as the leader does not need to worry about re-election or changing public opinion. Despite its strengths, autocracy has many criticisms. One major criticism is that it often leads to abuse of power. When one person has complete control, there are few checks to prevent them from making unfair or harmful decisions. For instance, many autocrats have used their power to silence opposition, limit freedoms, and benefit themselves rather than the people they govern. Another criticism is that autocracies can ignore the needs and rights of citizens. Without public participation, people have little say in how they are governed, which can lead to dissatisfaction and rebellion. Additionally, because decisions depend on one leader, the success or failure of the government relies entirely on their abilities. If the autocrat makes poor choices or becomes corrupt, the entire country can suffer. While autocracy offers a centralized form of leadership, there are alternatives that distribute power more evenly. Democracy is the most common alternative, where leaders are elected by the people and decisions are made through voting and debate. Democracies ensure that citizens have a voice and that power is shared among multiple branches of government. Constitutional monarchies combine elements of monarchy and democracy, where a king or queen serves as a symbolic leader, while elected officials handle most of the decision-making. Oligarchies distribute power among a small group of leaders, which can reduce the risk of one person having too much control, though they are often criticized for limiting broader public participation. These alternatives aim to balance leadership and accountability, providing different ways to organize governments that address some of the weaknesses of autocracy